Hello, ndikulandireni ku phunziro lathu lero pamene tikufuna kuyamba topic yatsopano imene tikuyitcha kuti coordinate geometry. Ndipo lerolo tiwunikirana ka introduction of coordinate geometry komanso tidzaona pang'ono distance between 2 points on a straight line. Let's look at the background. In junior certificate, munapangako you have basic knowledge on locating a point in a plane and using coordinates. Okay, when we talk of a plane, we're referring to this item, basically, at xy. So using a coordinate, no matter upanga locate a point, okay, that point can be located by those coordinates, and these coordinates are called Cartesian coordinates of a point. Okay, so aba equals color 1, aba equals color 2, the point here minus 1, comma 2, like that. Remember, I'm a color x-axis, actually I'm a color y-axis. Now the system of using a pair of coordinates to describe the position of a point plane is called coordinate geometry or Cartesian geometry. Basically, coordinates measure displacements of a point from two perpendicular axes. Yeah, so those perpendicular axes we are referring to x-axis and y-axis, where O is usually the origin. In this one, this is x-axis, that's y-axis, and that O is the origin. So you can have any point on that plane. Okay, because of current point in on this plane. This plane can be as a ground, ground. So you can find any distance from corner ground. So that's the understanding. So let's have that understanding as we go along. It can be any form of a ground, or it can be nyumba rectangular shape with a rectangular shape, because we map a corner that can represent a corner. So you can find any distance, any point. Kaya tielekeze kuti your house sitting in a rectangular shape, in your maima apa pakona apa. Aba mudzari pamakhala coffee table, kapena table, kaya pakhala fridge. Yeah, so from there you can find that point. Kuti table yanu pa point yachi. Mutaudzala mulitalimu, mwina ndi 3 meters, mulifupi, mwina ndi 2 meters. So you can say that based on, you can say this could be x, that would be y. So it would be 3, 2. So can you go to this location coordinate imene 3, 2. It's obvious table. Yeah, so I'm just trying to put this in a way that you understand. I hope we'll explain more as we move on. Coordinates So let us introduce topic 2. In this topic, basically, we are going to learn how to solve problems involving straight lines in an XY plane. So this XY plane is the same one made with the Niger. That's X, that's Y. Okay, so there can be a line like that one, can be a point. Yeah, if it's a line like that, it has that point, starting point, that could be ending point, upper point, whichever. Okay, so it's all about working on finding distances, points on that plane. Okay, so in this one, we are saying you are going to calculate the distance between points. Could be that point A, and that point B, you can calculate that distance. Okay, if in the case of the ground, you can say from the center to 18-yard box, you can calculate that distance. And you can also find the equation describing that line. Okay, we're going to discuss more on that one. Then you describe the condition of two lines to be parallel. Yeah, so let's say we can have another line there. Okay, using this understanding, using this knowledge, mukonza kudziwa kuti line are they parallel? Okay, yeah, because we have that point, you have that point, you know that point, you know that point. You can do some calculations and see what I need this line and that line, they are parallel. Okay, yeah, basically that's that. Let's go to the next. And let's look at the application of the coordinate geometry. Okay, basically coordinate geometry, it helps us to understand the relationship my variables. Okay, on this one I will still give an example. Okay, in this case most at this level we are dealing with two variables, x and y. Okay, these variables can be any, so you can say kuti ku x huku mwina mwache muli ndi miyala. Okay, let's say kuti uli mtengo wa mango. Okay, ne muli mango mene. Okay, muli mango mene. Aba bali ana aba akumagenda mene. Okay, so what it means, kunena kuti relationship between variables, x value equals okhala ana akugenda kuti ali ndi miyala, itokhala miyala. Okay, y equals okhala no zimene akugenda mutengo munde uli muna ndi mango. Okay, so a number of mangoes amene angakhale nawo kuagwetsa omwe it will depend also the number ya miyala. Okay, tilekeza agenda miyala 5. Abasana agende, it's obvious this kind of mango. Agenda miyala 5 ndio akhoza kugwetsa mwina mango atatu, something like that. Okay, so it would describe the relationship. Kuti waponya miyala 5 agwetsa mango atatu, something like that. So when we say relationship, we mean that. So in this case, we are talking of between two variables, x and y. Can be any. Okay, equals okhala ndalama, equals okhala money. Okay, equals okhala money, equals okhala ma groceries katunda amene magula munthu mu shop, groceries, something like that. Okay, ngati uli ndi let's say 3 kwacha apo mwina majo ndi 80, something like that. I'm just giving examples. Okay, so number of items zimene ungagula kuko bidera mind ni ndalama yako. So that relationship can easily be described by coordinate geometry. Okay, so in this lesson, you are going to learn more about real life situations, and you are going to make predictable predictions about future trends such as those concerning population and business. Okay, in terms of the population, okay, okay, let's use the same Cartesian plane. We can say y could stand for population. Okay, we'll call year zaga. Okay, there's a population of Malawi. Okay, another 2000 mean a population of Malawi nearly 10 million. Okay, population should be in a million. In this case, in a million. Okay, in a million. It will be 10, 15, and about 20. Excuse. That's 20. Maybe that's 50. I'm just giving examples. Okay, so 2010, 2010 lero 2000 tungoyekeza kuti inali bwanji inali the year of 2000 tungoyekeza inali 10 million. The year of 2010 tungoyekeza kuti inali 15 million. Okay. All right. So ndimene kuyendera Kevin, if you just proceed that, you mukonza kupanga predict kuti ndimene zililimu ikamadzafika let's say 2020, okay, population yaende kuti tazakhala yani 20 million, something like that. Tazakhala 20 million. Avande kuti takupanga assume kuti ikamadzafika muna maje 2030 mina zatakhala really bajani pa 25 million, something like that. So it helps you to predict the future. Okay, it can help you to predict the future. Yeah, so this can be applied in any kind of business and yeah. So ababa ndokhalitsabo kwambiri kuti tingopatsana idea kuti kodi coordinate geometry imapanga chani with the intention ena kuti tikhale limodzi, tiendere limodzi, tikamalokosola ma concepts, tikamalokosola zinthuzo, we should understand what is talking about. This is a very important introduction that we all need to understand. So for the time being, let's try now to calculate the distance between 2 points on a straight line. Okay, on a straight line. So let's assume we have this Cartesian plane xy, and you can have that point. Okay, maybe before that, yeah, you can have that point. All right, you can have that point. Okay, and with this point, you can use it. We can use this Cartesian plane, coming out coordinate plane, to identify that point. Okay, and that point can be identified by two numbers, and those numbers, it's either on the x-axis and y-axis. So we can say that's x1, that's y1. So you can say that's x1, that's y1. Okay, so that number can be represented in that form. Okay, so you can easily locate any point in this one. You'll be able to locate that point by using that format: x, comma, y. Okay, and remember, those numbers are usually put in a bracket. Okay, they're put in a bracket like that. Okay, here could be 10, either could be 20. Umayamba the x number. Okay, in this case it would be 10, 20, like that. Okay, it means for you to identify that point, you have to go to that one. That's x, that's y. Okay. Yeah, so we can have an example to determine that. Yeah, so I'll write an example. Yeah, so this example is saying find the length of the line joining A, and the coordinate of A is 1, 2, and the point B, which is 3, 4. Okay, so let's put up that Cartesian plane. That's y, that's x. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so point A in this case, tukunena kuti for A, x, okay, point A, that one, it's 1, 2, and it might add 1, its x-axis lies on the x-axis, 0.2 lies on y-axis. So it means 1 you go up, okay, you go up, right, like that. For 2 you go to 2 on the y-axis, you also go that side. That's the point. Imene ikufunika. So that's our point. So in real life, my dot you don't put them. You don't put them. Okay? Yeah, you just put that point. Bearing in mind kuti mupeze that dot mwatenga x-axis tikuti ndi 1, so mabwera pa 1 mukwera nayo line straight kupita mwambo. Okay, kupita mwambo. Y-axis ndi 2, mutenga 2 yo muyenda naye. So pamene zikukumanapo is where your point is. Okay, it's where your point is. So put your point there. So that's point A. For point B, I want to 3x. So tipita naye prima by 3 volt tipita naye upita mwapa. Kwina wakuti 4 something tipita naye upita uko. Okay, so that's our point 4. That's our point B. Okay, yeah, so it's like that. Now mukajiona chinthuchi madotted dio akumana. Now they are saying find the length of the line joining A and B. So the line joining A and B is this one. Okay, yeah, and remember that one is a straight line, this one is a straight line as well. Okay, so for us to find that line, remember we are saying this is 3, 4. Okay, and that point is 1, 2. Okay, this point is 1, 2. That point is 3, 4. Okay, so for us to find AB, we need to do some calculations. How do we do that? We know that tapanga create a triangle. Okay, create a triangle. And remember, in the straight line, this one is a straight line, and this one is a straight line as well, which means this one is a right angled triangle. So for us to find this one, we can use the right angled triangle theorems, one of which is a Pythagoras theorem. In this case, this one is our hypotenuse. AB is our hypotenuse. Okay, so the remaining thing now is for us to find that. How can we find that? That is, if we know upper and if we know upper. Okay, these dotted lines should still be visible for clarification's sake. I hope you see. Okay, so remember, on x-axis chinthu chathu chochoka pa 1 kudzafika pa 3, kuchoka pa 1 kudzafika pa 3, which means from there to there it will be 3 minus 1, which will give us 2. Let me write properly. Chinthu chathu chili kuchoka apa kudzafika apa. Demonstration purposes. This is 3, that 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2. Okay, which means this base is on the 2. Let's say opposite. Okay, to that other the 4, other the 2, which means it's minus. That will give you 4 minus 2. That will give you 2. I hope we have okay. So which means this side is the same as that. So for us to find h, immediately hypotenuse immediately AB, we know that h is equal to AB, which is equal to anyway, maybe let's put aside AB first. Let me explain first so that I should not disturb you. Okay, in this case we have a triangle now. Okay, that triangle, I'm just transferring it here. We have A, B, or we can just put H for demonstration purposes. And this side it is around the 2, and the down adjacent it is just the for us to find H, it will be H squared will be equal to 2 squared base times adjacent plus opposite squared. Okay, so for us to find H alone, it will be, we have to take square root on both sides. Taking square root on both sides, you have 2 squared plus 2 squared, which means H, which is hypotenuse, will be equal to 2, that one is 4 plus 4, which will be equal to root 8. So you punch that on your calculator, it will be the length of the line joining AB. As simple as that. Please put that in mind. Understand how we have found AB. Okay, remember H is equal to AB is equal to root 8. The basis of a calculator. Yeah, and then you punch that into your calculator, you find the value of that AB. I hope we are together on this one. I did not use any formula on this one. The reason I did not use any formula, and we said sakuti ndisakupatseni burden yoloweza. Koma sometimes ambiri zimavuta pamene tayamba kuloweza pa formula. Koma mukadziwa mmene chinthu chikupangidwira, it's very easy for you to remember, because umakhala ukuchidziwa basi, you can't forget. You know how that thing is coming about. Okay, so for today, I think let's stop here. I look at these basics. Thank you. See you next video.